Drink beer, it's good for you.
Hello and welcome to the video. In this video we'll be looking at the new Nukatap faucets. These are brought to you by the designers that brought Intertap to the world market. Because this is a review, here is my full disclosure declaration. Feel free to pause this video to read this in full, but in short I am independent, unsponsored and not paid to make videos. What you get here is my honest impression and thoughts. So with this now done, let's get on with the review. I have owned and used a long line of different faucets over the years. In fairly recent years I have used Perlick and I then moved over to Intertap, which I've enjoyed for some years now, namely the flow control version. Faucets have certainly had a great deal of evolution in this time, and what used to be a fairly annoying affair with leaks and problems was really improved in recent years through modern innovation. The forward sealing design has brought much more reliability into the modern faucet. So when I heard that the remaining Intertap team have managed to evolve a new faucet that offered key improvements, I have to say it really got my attention. Much to my delight, they were also very happy to send me a couple of samples for early testing in advance of release. So I'm lucky enough to have had some good game time with the new design, hence why I'm able to bring you a final review now rather than later. I was sent two versions, both are made out of stainless steel, and one is polished and the other one is chrome plated as shown on screen. The polished version is certainly the shinier of the two that you see here. If like me you're a bit of a magpie and love the shiny look, then this one will certainly not disappoint. It certainly picks up light really well and looks pretty stunning. Its chrome brother is certainly more reserved and will suit some people more. It is a simple question of taste. There is also the good news that all the spouts that you collected as an Intertap user will also work with Nukatap. And if you are new to this, then this is one feature that is hard to ignore. In respect of these taps, this is not the defining feature, but it is pretty great all the same. Shown on screen are the different spouts that I have. The growler filler for me is often used for filling bottles and growlers, but it is also super useful for line cleaning too. The stout spout is pretty close to a nitro system without having nitro, and I run my stouts and porters through it often. It is not quite the same as nitro, but I really enjoy the effect all the same. The manufacturer has also revealed that these new Nukataps have an improved flow, longer life seals, plus the tap handles that it supports can now be larger and heavier than what was supported by the older Intertap design. So if you really want that crazy cowgirl on a horse tap handle that you have seen, then you now have a green light. Also improved is the sanitary side of this forward sealing design. All good. One very nice thing that I also noticed is simply how easy these taps are to break down for those of you that are like me and really like to do a super breakdown clean of your faucets. Thankfully they are just as fast to put back together also, even if you are all thumbs like I am. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that there's also a bomb inside. Well, of sorts anyway. The Nukatap actually gets its name on account of the new shuttle design that, as you can see, looks very bomb-like. The designers tried so many different shapes and designs but found that nothing else gave as good a pour as this shape. It is fluid dynamic, apparently, which is a phrase that sounds pretty awesome to me. Another area that has been largely worked on is in reducing foaming during initial pours from the faucet. This has been achieved by a reduction in the thermal mass of the tap, which also of course makes it lighter. Here is an example of a genuine first pour from the Nukatap. This is without my tower fan on, and the room I have my kegerator in is a loft space, so this is pretty naturally warm. As the beer starts to settle here, you will notice that for a first pour this is rather impressive. This particular clip was shot in real time and I have not sped it up or anything like that, so this is a true impression. Here is my second pour and this was done right after. You can see that because the cold beer has gone through the faucet once already, this has been enough to cool the tap down further and it has reduced foaming again. Neither of these pints are over foamy though, which is great to see. Why not try this same test with your current taps and perhaps you will get the point here. Foaming is certainly very common on initial pours, even with a tower fan on. For these two pours as mentioned, I had the tower fan off. Now of course the use of such a new innovation is situational. Putting one of these in a busy bar would only have a benefit for the first couple of pints, because the continuous flow of beer in the faucet is going to cool it down and reduce foaming that way. But for regular homebrew use, unless you are pouring a new beer every 5 to 10 minutes, then this makes perfect sense. Overall, I have to say that I am quite surprised that this number of improvements was able to be made to such a great faucet like the Intertap, and seeing as these are still at the money-saving price compared to Perlick, then it would seem that Nukatap is set to rule the tap towels moving forward until something new comes along at least. I will certainly be watching with interest, but new faucet designs do not happen very often, historically speaking. If you are feeling social and want to interact, then feel free to join this channel's Facebook group. Links are shown on screen now. This now brings this video to a close. If you have any questions, then please let me know via YouTube or Facebook. I do hope that you found this video to be useful, interesting and enjoyable. If appropriate, then please like this video on YouTube, and if you've not done so already, then please subscribe. I regularly post new content. Happy brewing!